All right, so good evening. I'm going to start today's class. I imagine that some of you are going to be joining, right? As I'm explaining today's class. So today we have a new lesson. This is the last lesson to finish the third unit. All right, and then of course we have the fourth one and the last unit that is going to be next week. Today, also, when you're here, I'm going to see how many of you are going to join the class. And according to that, I'm going to show you that I'm going to assign the the third quiz. Okay, and it's important to take it. Remember that I always assign those quizzes on Friday, and you have some days to take it. It's important to take into account that those quizzes only appear on Friday, right? You have the chance of taking those quizzes on Friday, Saturday, and usually until Sunday. Perhaps the final test is not going to be those many days. It's only going to be until Saturday. But, well, I'm going to tell you that next week. Today, again, we're going to cover the last lesson. I would like you to be here so that I can start sorry, with explanation. But anyway, you know that everything that I explain is going to be here, right? In the units that we're covering and in the lessons. So today we're covering the last lesson, that is lesson 3. And this is about participial adjectives. All right. So that's going to be today's topic. Let's remember that if you want to keep practicing about the present perfect and the present perfect continuous, and you want to keep practicing about the um, embedded questions, right? Everything is here. And also you have the chance, right, to watch the class once again whenever you want to, because the channel is there for you to watch the class, right, in case you want to review some content and you want to remember some things, all right? And well, everything is here, including the list of verbs that I was telling you, right? We're going to open this one because we're going to keep practicing a little bit. And well, that's it. Before starting, I think it's going to be enough with you. You're here, David. So with you, I'm going to assign the third quiz, David. Today we're finishing this unit. I'm activating the quizzes section. And as always, I give you the integrated skills quiz. All right, so this is going to be as the previous quizzes until Sunday that you can take it. All right, so Sunday the 5th, 11:59 p.m. All right, and you have 50 minutes for all the quizzes as always, and that's it. Okay, so let's remember that we have until today to finish the assignments for Unit 3, and we have until Sunday to finish and take the quiz again of Unit 3. Here you can see again how you're doing. And if you know that you're missing some exercises or assignments, be sure that you can at least finish some more before 11:59 p.m. And that's it related to Pearson and related to the introduction that I wanted to give. Now we're going to try to start. First, we're going to try to practice the next page for the verbs, right? The previous day, we were practicing the first page in which we have these verbs. I'm going to remind you. Be, was, were, been. Have, had, had. Do, did, done. Say, said, said. Go, went, gone. Get, got, gotten. Make, made, made. Know, knew, known. Think, thought, thought. Take, took, taken. Sorry. See, saw, seen. Come, came, come. Want, wanted, wanted. Look, looked, looked. Use, used, used. Find, found, found. Give, gave, given. Tell, told, told. Work, worked, worked. Call, called, called. Try, tried, tried. Ask, asked, asked. Need, needed, needed. Feel, felt, felt. And become, became, become. Right? That's what we were covering last class. Now we're going to go to the next page and we're going to try to practice with you once again. As you're here, please, David, you're going to help me out with the first part of the verbs. I'm going to show you which ones. These ones over here. Let's read those ones, please, David. All the conjugations.
Okay. To leave, left, left, put, put, meant, keep, kept, let, begin, began, begun, seemed, help, helped, talked, talked, turn, turned, and turned.
Thank you very much, David. So, as you can see, these verbs are very simple. Most of them are repeating the simple past and the past participle. Some of them are not changing, right? And actually, all of them are like that except for begin. But you know the rule, right? A and U. Begin, began, began, right? But all of the rest, lived, left, put, meant, keep, kept, right? Let. All of them are the same. And then you have the regular verbs, which are only with ed, right? So that's it. That's it. Let's only try to remember that this with a is going to be more like a, began, right? Begin, began, and began. It's going to be the same as sing, sang, and sang. And the other one that we were learning the last class, all right? So good. Let's keep going. And we're going to continue, of course, with you, Fabiana, starting on 36 after, well, we cannot see all the verbs, but the ones that we can see. From this one until this part, please, Fabiana. Let's read those verbs.
Okay, teacher. Start. Show, showed, shown. Heard, heard. Run, ran, run. Move, moved. Like, liked, liked. Live, lived. Believe, believed. Hold, held. Bring, brought. Happen, happened. Write, wrote, writing.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. So we're going to work only with these little corrections over here. All right. So also, as you can see, this list of verbs is not hard. Most of them, they seem to be regular verbs, so only ed, right? Ed. But you have some other ones, but they are kind of the same as I was telling you. It's the same in the simple past and the past participle. Heard, right? Held, brought. We have the exception, of course, with wrote, written, and run. But run is the same as begin, began, right? Begin, began. So, as I was telling you, you can find a lot of patterns and you can try to memorize those patterns, all right? But this one, let's try to read this once again, please, Fabiana, to see how is it going. Start, number 36, please.
Started.
Okay, thank you very much. Good. I think now it's very clear, right? So we have the T, as it's a strong consonant, the it has to be even clearer, right? Started. Good. This one also, please, Fabiana, the conjugation.
Maybe heard.
Actually, the first one is okay. I remember that at the beginning, perhaps I misheard that one. I thought that you were reading all of them like heard. But if you read this as here at the beginning, it's okay. All right. So this is here. This is heard and heard. Right. So here, heard. Good. If it was like that, great. Perhaps I have misheard that one. All right. Good. It's going to be here, heard. This one over here, please, Fabiana, 47.
Happened.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, let's remember that only with strong consonants, we are going to make the et, right? Only when with the strong consonants, but n and n is not strong, right? So we don't need to say et. It's going to be only happened, all right? Happened, right? It doesn't have to be with et, only with t, that little t. One more time, please, Fabian. Happened.
Happened.
Thank you very much. And the last one, remember, when you have double T, it's not going to be I anymore. It's going to be only E, right? So it's going to be written. Let's repeat that word, please.
Written.
Written. Thank you very much. So good. We have these verbs. As you can see, again, most of them are irregular verbs, and the ones that are irregular are not hard because they follow the rule of the repetition in the simple past and the past participle. And I'm going to finish with these two, right? Provide, provided, provided. The D is a little bit strong, so we need that the, it. And sit, set, set, right? So that's it. Those are the next verbs that we need to practice. Please take a look. I'm showing them on my screen and I'm going to cover them so that you can try to memorize, all right? It's important that you do it consciously so that you know that you're practicing. So again, as you can see, these first until begin, they are irregular, but most of them have only one change. So it's enough if you remember leave, left. You know that the next one is also left. This is the same, right? You know, cat and put is going to be the same. So put, put. Mean, meant, and the next one is repeated. So meant. Keep, kept, and the next one is repeated. Kept, right? Let is the same as put, so you repeat the same. Let, let, let. The only one that is different is begin. Is the same as run, right? Begin, began, began. Run, ran, run. All right, then all of the rest until 37 are regular. So ed, that's it. This one we were practicing here, hurt, hurt, it's the same. This one changes, so until 37, this is not regular. I don't know what this is with. Of course, it's with ed, but this is an irregular verb. So show, right? Showed and shown. And again, all of them are regular. We go back to the irregular ones with the same pattern, right? Held, held, brought, brought. We go back to regular, regular, but we have one irregular here, write, wrote, written, and sit, said, said. All right. So let's practice a little bit, please. I'm going to try to do the opposite. Now, the first part is going to be for you, Fabiana. I'm going to try to divide it like this. Give me 1 second. And all right, until I can see, until that part, let's say, over there. Okay, so let's read the conjugation of those verbs that are covered, please, Fabiana. Let's begin with you.
Okay. Leave, left, left. Put, I don't remember. Put, maybe the same. I'm not sure. Mint, mint. Keep, kept. Let, the same. Begin, began. Seem, seem. Help, helped. Talk, talked. Turn, turned and turn. Start, started. Show, showed and shown.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. Good. I think most of them were very good. You were doubting, but you were right. Put is the same. You repeat put, right? Mean, only here the conjugation. I'm going to show you this, but mean, but the conjugation in past is like a, meant, okay? Mean, base form, meant, like a in the simple past and past participle, all right? And in this too, Fabiana, only the pronunciation of the ed at the end, they are okay, they are regular, they are with ed, number 32 and 35, but let's try to read one more time. What is the conjugation with ed with seem, Fabiana?
Seemed.
Seemed, very good. And what about turn?
Turned.
Turned, right? And that oo is a little bit more like even between u and e, like turned. Turned. Good. One more time, please.
Turned.
There you go. Thank you very much. Good. Now let me show you. It was very good. There you go. So The only ones, again, be careful with this one, meant, meant. This is the same, very good, very good. Everything is great. And this one, yes, showed and showed. Thank you, Fabiana. I'm going to go now with you, David. We are going to work with the next part. It was until, give me 1 second. Here, it was until shown. All right. So from this part, those. Let's try to read the conjugation of those verbs, please, David.
Okay. Here, heard, heard, played, 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 run, ran, and run, move, moved, moved, like, liked, liked, live, lived, lived, believe, believed, believed, hold, held, held, bring, brought, brought, happen, happened, happened, write, wrote, written, provide, provided, provided, sit, sat, sat.
Thank you very much, David. Good. The only thing, we're going to try to practice these two once again. I think it was very good. And I'm not sure about this one, the pronunciation. So let's try to conjugate these ones once again, please, David. 39. It's okay. It's regular, sorry. Conjugate one more time, please. Play in simple past and past participle.
Okay. Play, played, played.
Okay, good. Because of the sound, right? It's kind of lost the D, but I hear it. Good. Played, played. What about this conjugation? This is irregular, right? One more time, please, with run.
Okay. Run, run, and run.
Okay, we're going to verify that one. Let's say that the base form and the past participle are the same, right? The only one that is different is the simple past. As we have a U, that U is going to be more like a, right? Run, base form, run, simple past, a is more like e, ren, and the past participle again, a, run. So run, ren, run. Okay, let's try to repeat that once again, please, David. Run, run.
Okay, run, ran, and run.
There you go, good. And this one, that a little bit more like a, only a little bit, like sit, set, set.
Okay, sit, set, set.
Thank you very much, David. Good, great. So let's show once again everything, and yes, there you go. So good, you were reading these ones correctly, and these are the ones that perhaps are important for us. And here we have, right, the A is going to be like that A, so run, ran, and I think everything else was very good. Great, so that was the second page. All right, so that's it for today. If you have any questions, let me know. But as you can see, you know already these 50 verbs. I know that you know these verbs. I know that at least you have read them, or at least you have used them once, all right? Because they are very common verbs. If you haven't, let me know if you don't know the exact definition, all right? I can help you out. And also, you know that you can go to this webpage and check the conjugation and the pronunciation over here, right? If you click over there, you're going to listen something because I'm sharing the sound of my computer. You're going to listen to the pronunciation.
To like.
Okay, to like. And that's it. Now, if you don't have any questions about these conjugations, sorry, we're going to start, I think, the next part. I assigned everything on Pearson, yes. So, you know, here you have the third quiz so that you can take it when you have time. I'm going to close that one. Today we have a short lesson, and after that lesson, we're going to practice some listening with the two of you, David and Fabiana. It's going to be interesting. You're going to be listening to someone saying something, and you're going to try to remember that, and you're going to try to imitate. All right? But before doing that, we're going to cover today's lesson that, again, it's very simple. Please, David and Fabiana, go to Unit 3 on Google Classroom and go to Classwork Unit 3. sorry. And we're going to keep working here. Okay, we're going to keep writing examples over here. Let's do it, please. And in the meantime, I'm going to start with the presentation. Today we have these participial or participle adjectives. This is something very common. You use this a lot. But again, many people, even though it's simple as embedded questions, David and Fabiana, I know that you know very well how to use embedded questions because you've showed me. But if you have any doubts, it's important that you can reinforce those doubts, all right, by asking me and by solving those questions and those doubts, all right? Participial adjectives are this kind of adjectives, and it's important that you know the difference. I know that perhaps you already know the big difference between these two with ing and ed, but it's important to have that clear. And not only using them, but also try to be sure when you explain the difference. And that's what I'm going to try to do now, all right? I'm going to start with you, Fabiana. Let's read these two examples. And after reading the examples, Fabiana, try to tell me what is the difference using your own words. Let's do it, please.
She is, first the explanation.
No, first you read the two examples and then you give the explanation in the difference between those two.
Okay. She is boring and she is bored. Maybe the difference is the word bored or bored. And in one of them is an adjective and in other is like a verb, maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you, Fabiana. We're going to see. It can be because it seems, right, even if we don't analyze correctly, we can say that this could be simple present, or sorry, present continuous, and this can be passive voice in present, okay? But actually something is not going to let us do that, Fabiana. And what? Bored can be a verb, but in this case, both words, boring and bored, after the verb to be, they are being used not as verbs, both are being used as adjectives, all right, as adjectives. So boring is an adjective and bored is an adjective as well. Let's try to go with you, David. What do you say is the difference between boring and bored in this sentence or in these sentences?
I think that the meaning is different. In the first sentence, we are saying that someone is the behavior of someone is boring. And in the second sentence, we say that means that someone is bored by someone else.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Good, so I agree on that one. All right, let's try to develop that idea a little bit more, David. But yes, actually, that's going to be the difference. Both are adjectives, okay? Boring is an adjective, bored is an adjective. But if we use the ing, we are saying that this person or this object or this event or this animal or this whatever is producing boredom, okay? It produces that. So she is bored. It means if you go and you speak to her, you're going to be like, right? You get bored, okay? She is boring means that she produces, all right, to be bored, okay? She produces anybody, all right? Or she produces the feeling of being bored. But when we say she is bored, right, it means that she is feeling that. Perhaps she's watching a movie that is boring and now she is bored, right? She's watching the movie and she's like, oh, because she's bored, right, with that movie. And as you were saying, David, it can be that you are bored, right? And that sensation, that feeling is produced by someone else or by something else, right? Because it can be a person, it can be an object, it can be whatever you want. So that is the main difference. If you use ing, you say that you are boring, right? I am boring. It means that I produce, all right, that feeling. If I say I am bored, it means that I feel that I'm bored, all right? I feel that feeling. And it's the same here, right? Let's try to explain then that one with you, Fabiana. The second example is they are surprising and they are surprised. What is the difference then between those two with this explanation, Fabiana? What do you say?
I don't understand very well the difference, but I understand that one of them are when these people, maybe they have this feeling, I don't know, and the other is maybe just a description.
Okay, thank you very much, Fabiana. And actually, I think you're right. When you use boring, you're describing this person. She is boring. She is like that. Okay, she is boring. We are describing her, because when you have a conversation with her, and actually, let's do something. This is going to help even more, right? We're going to that so that it's totally clear, Fabiana. We're going to say that here, instead of a person, we're going to use an object, right? You're going to say the movie is boring. And here, right, you can say that she's bored with that movie. Okay, I think this is going to help. So, and even you can say one name, one specific name, all right? You're going to say, I don't know, Annie, all right, or Anne, that's it. So, when we say with ing, it means that we are describing how this person or this object is, right? How is that movie? The movie is boring, right? If you watch the movie, you're going to be like, oh, right? Again, the movie produces that feeling. The movie is boring. But when you say bored, it means that you feel that. So I agree with you on that one, Fabiana. With ing is a description of this person, of this object. With ed is how you feel. And usually, of course, you're not going to use ed with objects. Usually you're going to use ed with people, because people are going to get bored. Even sometimes animals, right? You can say an animal is bored. My dog is bored, right? You can say that one. But in most cases, it's going to be with people. Anne is bored with that movie, all right? Or because of that movie, you can say. Even if we say that, we are going to add the idea that it's because of that's producing that, all right? So because of that movie. All right, it means that she feels like that, and this is the reason. The movie. Why? Because the movie is boring. The same here, right? If we say they are surprising, it means that we are describing them. They are surprising. If you're with them, you say, wow, they are great, right? They are surprising. And if you say they are surprised, it means that they feel surprised, right? They feel that sensation. I don't know if that helps Fabiana to understand the difference a little bit more. Let me know, please, and let me know if you have any questions or comments.
Yes, it's more clear. I have some questions, but maybe with more examples, I am more. I will more clear.
Yes, you can say I'll understand right clearly. Okay, good. That's great, Fabiana. I'm glad that it's clearer. You can say some of the adjectives can be used in the two forms, right? Remember, you have the short adjectives and you have the long adjectives, right? For example, clear, and you have what are big, right? But most of the cases, it's expected that with those short adjectives, we use the ER instead of more, right? So you can say bigger, right? It's bigger, or it's clearer, right? Clearer. But with some of them, again, with clear, we can use both. So to be all right and to help you understand even more and to have this in a clearer way, we're going to read now the definition of these two. And this is going to be for you, please, David. Help us reading the definition, please.
Okay, teacher. Participle or participial adjectives are adjectives that end in ed, past participle, or ing, present participle, but it is not related with their tense. Important. There aren't adjectives that are in present or past. Adjectives don't have any tense.
Thank you very much, David. Now, this clarification is important because they say, what is the difference between these two? And some people say, boring is in present and bored is in past. No, all right, it doesn't have to be like that. And actually, it doesn't make sense. It's only an adjective, all right? And adjectives are not in present, adjectives are not in past. No, it's just an adjective. One of them is describing the person or the object, and one of them is showing the feeling that that person has, right? So the ed is called the past participle and the ing is called the present participle. But again, it's only the name, okay? It's only the name. It's not that the adjective is in present or in past. Nothing important. Here, now this is going to help a little bit. Feeling with ed. Okay, so David and Fabian, if you want to talk about how you feel, you have to use ed. If you use ing, you're describing how you are. Okay, that's important. With ing, you describe how you are. You are boring. Okay, I don't want to have a conversation with you because you are boring. But ed describes how you feel. Let's understand that by reading some examples and the definition. All the slide is going to be for you, please, Fabienne. Let's read everything that you have over there.
Okay. Feeling, ed. We usually use the past participle ending in ed to talk about how someone feels, for living beings, not for objects. 1. I was really bored during the flight. Not, I was really boring during the flight. 2. She is interested in history. Not, she is really interesting in history. 3. John's frightened of spiders. Not John's frightening of spiders.
Thank you very much, Fabian. Now, again, if you understand this, you understand perfectly the difference between ing and ed in adjectives, all right? Now, I can ask you this, and I'm going to go with you, David. If I say this sentence, the car, all right, the car is amazed. Amazed. The car is amazed. Is that sentence correct or incorrect? What do you say and why?
I think that it's incorrect because a car, it can feel. So we cannot say that he is amazed.
Good. What would be the correct way of describing the car then? I agree with you. You're correct, David. Then what is the correct way of trying to use that adjective with the car?
Maybe we can replace amazed by amazing.
Good. Correct, David. Thank you very much. Exactly. If you say, and I'm writing that in the chat, okay? I'm not going to modify it. Even in the chat, the car is amazed. That's a verb, sorry. It's a valid adjective. Everything is okay, okay? The subject, the verb, and the adjective. But it's incorrect because it doesn't make sense, okay? Grammatically speaking, is correct. But in common sense, in logic, is incorrect. ED is for feelings, how you feel. A car, right? A car, of course, doesn't have any feelings. You cannot say the car is amazed because the car is not feeling, right? Unless it's a transformer. But of course, we cannot use feelings with objects, all right? So this is incorrect. The correct one, as David was saying, you don't use ed, you use ing for objects because that's going to make you feel like that, all right? And with the same logic, Fabiana, try to tell me if it's correct or incorrect, and try to tell me also why. Using the previous example, if I say, Fabiana, the movie is bored, the movie is bored, is that incorrect or not, and why?
It's incorrect because it is an object, and the correct form is the movie is boring.
Correct, exactly. And besides being an object, why? Why an object, or why cannot we use ed with objects? What do you say, Fabiana?
And because it don't have feelings and are normally.
Good. It doesn't, right? Because it doesn't have any feelings, correct, right? Good. And they are not living beings. Good. So that's why you know that here we are saying, and these are other examples, right? I was really bored because I felt bored during the flight. She's interested. That's how she feels. She's not interesting, okay? In this case, it's interested. And frightened. Who can tell me a synonym of frightened? Who knows, or who can explain what frightened or frightening is? Anybody?
Maybe I can think in a possible synonym. Maybe
Okay.
scary.
Oh, scary, right? Okay, scare. And you can use that as an adjective. Scared and scaring, right? I'm writing that in the chat. I don't know if this is the word that you were saying. Fabiana is in the chat. Scare, right? Scary is going to be like more like you're describing something. Exactly. So you have a scary, something scary produces you that. But you can use scare as E with ed, right? I was scared. I felt like that. You can say the movie is scaring, right? It means that the movie is producing you to be scared. So good. Exactly. That's a synonym. Frightened or frightening could be the same as scared or scaring. Frightened, it's a little bit stronger. All right. It's a stronger, but they are almost the same. Good. Let's go to the next part. I think it's clear. No, actually, let's work with examples. We are already having conversations here. So let's go to the document, please, David and Fabiana. And let's write only a couple of examples, all right? Write 2 examples using ed. Okay, you have to use ed. And please try to use other adjectives. Here I have a list of adjectives for you. Try to use one of these adjectives, except this one. I'm going to delete. Actually, let me show you this way because I'm going to use the timer. No, the timer is over here now. I forgot, sorry. So everything except for this one, because we were already using boring. Okay, so let's do it, please. Let's write examples with these adjectives over here, except for that one. Only with ed, please. 2 examples. All right, so we're going to start taking a look at what you got. Let's remember that as we are using adjectives, with adjectives, we always need the verb to be, unless we're using the adjective to describe a noun, right? For example, in this first example over here, it says, what an alarming noise, because alarming is an adjective that is describing noise. But you can use it in the other way around, and you can say that noise is or was alarming, right? But anyhow, it's important to take into account the verb to be. Okay, if you use the correct order and you don't use the verb to be, it's going to be incorrect. All right, because that's the only way to know that you're using the adjective. So with that explanation, let's take a look at what we got, and we're going to continue. I have your examples here. David, let's begin with you, please.
Maria was confused in class. Tommy is depressed by his heartbreak.
Thank you very much, David. All right, so we're using one in past, the other one in present, and we're using the adjectives, right? Confused and depressed. Good. All right, very good. Now, only the last part, when you're saying by his heartbreak, could be the fact or because of that thing that is the heart being broken. All right, if that's the idea, it's okay. Or you can simply describe that in a different way, and you can say because, right? Because of his broken heart, or heartbreak could be. Broken heart is another option. All right, I'm just showing other options there, but the examples are good. Thank you very much. I'm going with you now, Fabiana. Let's read your two examples, please.
Okay. I am very excited for the premiere of Spider-Man, and they are fascinated with the new teacher of math.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. Good. Again, I agree with all the examples. I only show some recommendations or other ways to do it. So you can say in the first one and in the second one, you can use a different order, right? And say for the Spider-Man's premiere, right? And for the, with the new, with the new maths teacher, new teacher. All right, with the new maths new teacher. But again, all of them work in that way, Fabiana. Thank you very much. Now, let's continue. All right, I think so far it's clear. If you have any questions, you can let me know. But now we're going to go with ing. Ing is a description, as Fabiana was saying, and as David was saying also, there is something else that produces that, and this is that something else. ing, all right, can be used with people, with things, with situations, etc. All right, ed is only with people. Again, it can be with some animals, because you know the dogs, the cats, and many animals can feel sometimes depressed, for example. All right, because you can use those adjectives with animals because they feel that way. But ing can be with anything, can be with a person. Okay, because if you say you are boring, it means that you produce that feeling. If you say you are amazing, it means that you produce that feeling. And I say, wow, right, you're really amazing. And the same with all the adjectives with ing. Can be a person, a thing, a situation. Okay, and actually let's read this to have everything even clearer. And this is going to be for you, David, this time. Let's read cause ing, please.
Okay. We usually use the present participle ending in ing to talk about the person, thing, or situation which was caused the feeling. 1. It was such a long, boring flight, so I was bored. 2. I read a really interesting book about history, so I was interested. 3. Many people find spiders frightening, So they were frightened when they see spiders.
Thank you, David. So here they are using adjectives before nouns, but I think if you understand the logic is very, very clear. If the flight is boring, it means that I was bored, okay? Or if the flight was, let's say in past, right? If the flight was boring, I was bored, ed, right? Flight boring and I was bored. If the book is interesting or was interesting, it means that I was interested in that book, right? So the book is interesting and I am interested. The spiders are frightening. Okay, I'm using the conjugation with the verb to be because that's easier to understand. Spiders are frightening. So we feel or we are frightened when we see spiders, right? So you can use them in the way you want, David and Fabiana. You can use the let's say standard order. Subject, verb to be, and adjective, right? Spiders are frightening. The flight is or was boring. The class is, I don't know, and you describe it, right? Is boring, is interesting, is whatever you want, right? And remember, you can use this with people also. You can say, the teacher is boring, so I am bored. Okay, so the teacher is boring, so I am bored. You can say, that girl is interesting. Okay, that girl is really interesting, so I am interested in her. All right, so you can use again that with people, with objects, and with situations. And let's try to practice that now, please, David and Fabiana. Again, we are going to write two sentences with ing, but please try to describe with ing one person and one object. All right, try to do it. If you can add some extra context, like in this case here, if you can say, so I was bored, so I was interested, so we are frightened. Okay, if you can do that, it's better. It's not obligatory, but again, two sentences, please, two examples. You can write complete examples. You can write complex sentences with two ideas or more if you want. I'm going to check your punctuation and everything. But again, one has to be describing a person and the other one has to be describing an object or a situation. All right, let's do it, please. Again, we're going to have 2 minutes and we check. And if you have any questions, again, you just can ask. All right, so we're going to start taking a look at what you got. And let me go over there. So let's see if you have the two examples over here. Yes, sorry, where you are. Okay, now see. Please, David, let's begin with you once again. Let's read your examples.
Okay. The baby's toy was boring to play with. And that teacher was an amazing people to learn with.
Thank you very much, David. So great, great. And your examples again are complex. It's really interesting how you use the possessive form on the first part and how you're using the second idea with the preposition at the end. That's great. Okay, that's very complex and that's very, very good. Only one thing, as you are only talking about one, right? One individual, then instead of people, and you're using an, right? Because of that an, let's use only person. All right, that teacher was an amazing person or individual, right? Or other ways to refer to that one to learn with. Again, because of the use of an, we expect that to be only a singular. All right, that's it. That's it, David. Thank you very much. I'm going to go now with Fabiana. Great. Let's do the same with you, please, Fabiana. Let's read your examples.
Okay, teacher. This feels really embarrassing. We cannot get out to sing. My job is exhausting. I need a break.
Thank you very much. I have no observations in terms of how you're using your ideas. The adjectives are used in the perfect way, all right? Everything is good. Only two things, all right? One in terms of pronunciation, the two adjectives, we're going to practice a little bit. The first one is only going to be embarrassing. Embarrassing. The stress is going to be in this part. Embarrassing. Let's repeat that, please.
Embarrassing?
Good. And this, that au, right? It's going to be, remember, it comes from French. Oh, exhausting. Exhausting.
Exhausting.
Good. Very good. And the next one is related to punctuation. In the first one, it's correct. Let me just have double space. Because, yes, one complete idea, period, the second complete idea. Correct. Remember that we have two other options. One complete idea, semicolon, lowercase letter, right? And the next one. So there, instead of comma, if you need, exactly, correct, very good. That's the other way, right? Period, semicolon, or comma with a fanboy. That's it. All right, thank you, Fabiana. Great. That's it. I think that with that, we are kind of done. We only have some extra things to understand everything correctly. All right. And I think that you already understood, but this is to reinforce and to be sure of that. Fabiana, let's read this part, please. It says logic.
Okay. Logic. The movie is amazing, so I am amazed. That girl is stunning, so I am stunned. The class is boring, so I am bored. They are surprising, so we are surprised.
Thank you very much. All right. And I think that with this, you have to be able to understand clearly what is the difference between amazing and amazed. See that with ed, it's expectable, it's preferable that you use people, right? Because it's a feeling. And of course, an object is not going to have a feeling, all right? It's for people. But amazing is for whatever you want. ing is for whatever you want. It can be people, it can be an object, it can be a situation. The movie is amazing, so I am amazed. Object. An object is producing that. But in the second one, that girl is stunning, so I am stunned. All right. So it can be a person as well. Then you have the class and then you have they. Right? Let's keep going. Again, this is to reinforce, to be sure that everything is clear. Advise. This is what we were discussing at the beginning. Please, David, this is kind of long, so we're going to divide this in two parts. Let's read the part that is marked, please, David. That one, until that part.
Okay, be careful. I'm boring is very different from I'm bored. I'm bored. Boring means I cause other people to be bored. This is not good. Here are some examples of when one person causes a feeling in another person. I was talking to such a boring guy at the party. He talked about himself for an hour.
Thank you, David. So again, be careful because many people make this mistake. They say, oh, I'm bored, but it does, okay, sorry, I am boring, I'm boring. I'm bored, it's okay, you feel that. But if you say that you are boring, this is, I think, a great explanation. I'm boring means that I cause other people, sorry, my mouse, other people to be bored. All right, when you say that you are boring, you say that you cause other people to feel that boredom, right? So this is an interesting example, right? Such a boring guy at the party. He talked about himself for an hour, all right? What a boring guy. I don't want to have a conversation with him anymore. And we have two more. Please, Fabiana, let's read the next two examples.
Okay. So she is a really interesting woman. She's lived all over the world and speaks 5 languages. 3. My maths teacher at school was really frightening. He was always shooting at the students.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. So great. Before going to the explanation, let's repeat these two words, please, Fabiana. As we have ES over here, it's going to be languages, languages. Let's repeat that one, please.
Languages.
Good, correct. And this with OU is going to be more like out, like shouting, shouting.
Shouting.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good. So we are describing people, a woman, a really interesting woman. It means that that woman causes you that feeling and you say, wow, right? She speaks 5 languages, right? She's really interesting. ING. She produces that. You say, wow, I'm interested in her. The maths teacher at school was really frightening. So the teacher was scaring. You didn't want to go to class because the teacher was like, okay, very, very mean in a certain way. So he was always shouting at the students, yelling, screaming, right? That's to shout, to yell, to scream. He was always screaming at or shouting at the students, right? Don't do that, and so on and so forth. So that's why the teacher was frightening. So with these examples, with these clarifications, I think that everything is going to be clear. Unless you have any questions, let me know. Again, we're going to finish with this, and this is not something to read. This list that I'm giving you here is for you, David and Fabiana. Remember that you have access to these presentations, and you can check this list of adjectives, interesting adjectives that you can use with either ing or ed, because now you know what's the difference, right? But before that, let's read the last part that is going to be comparatives. And let's begin with you once again, please. David, you're going to read the first part, that is this that is marked, please.
Okay. These participle adjectives make their comparative with using more, not er. And their superlative by using must, not ast. I was more frightened of dogs than spiders when I was a child. That book is more boring than this one. I think Dr. Smith's lessons was more interesting than than Dr. Brown's.
Thank you very much, David. So this is what I was telling you, right? Some short adjectives like big are with ER. Remember, you don't say more big. No, incorrect. You say bigger, bigger, right? Smaller, shorter, ER, right? And with long adjectives, you use more comfortable, more intelligent, right? And here they are only telling you, David and Fabiana, that with the verbs, with the adjectives with ed and ing, you have to use always, all right? You always have to use more for comparatives and must for superlatives, all right? We already read the comparatives examples. Now we're going to read the superlatives ones with you, please, Fabiana. Let's read that one, please.
Okay. For 24 hours on the flight to Australia, I was the most bored I've ever been. I think this is the most interesting talk we've heard today. It was the most frightening film that he'd ever seen.
Thank you very much. And again, this is something extra. This is not part of the lesson because we are not with comparatives and superlatives, but they are adjectives. And if you want to compare something with these adjectives, use more. And if you want to talk about superlatives with these adjectives, use must, or actually the must, right? Because they are always together, the must in this case. And that's it. Now, just again, it's not something we're going to read the example. We're only going to read the adjectives that we have over here. All right. We have alarming, alarmed, right? Amusing, amused, boring, bored, confusing, confused, depressing, depressed. Let's keep going. Only read the adjectives, please, David. Let's go with you. Only the adjectives without the examples.
Embarrassing, embarrassed, exciting, excited, exhausting, exhausted, fascinating, fascinated, frightening, frightened.
Thank you very much, David. Only let's try to repeat this one with ed. The first adjective, please. One more time, David.
Embarrassing, embarrassed.
Embarrassed. Good, exactly, right? As the S is very soft, we don't use the et, we only use the t. Embarrassed. Good. And one more time also this one, please. This one over here, the third one, David.
Exhausting.
Instead of try to make it more like o. Exhausting, exhausted. Try to do it that way.
Exhausting, exhausted.
Great. Thank you very much, David. Great. So that's the second part. And this is for you, please, Fabiana. Again, only the adjectives, please.
Okay. Frustrating, frustrated. Interesting, interest. Overwhelming, overwhelmed. Overwhelmed, maybe. Relaxing, relaxed. Satisfying, satisfied.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. Good. You corrected yourself. You're right. As M is soft, overwhelmed, right? Good. Only one little thing, two little things. This U, try to make it more like between frustrating, frustrated. Let's try to repeat that one, please.
Frustrating, frustrated.
Exactly, right? It's not like U, it's more like And this one, the stress, read this word one more time, please, Fabiana. This one with I.
Interesting, interested.
Okay, the stress, there only the stress, the pronunciation is good, but instead of interesting, okay, instead of interesting, it's going to be interesting, interested, all right, interesting, interested. Let's repeat that one, please.
Interesting, interested.
Exactly. Interesting, interested, right? The stress is in the first part instead of in the middle.
Okay.
All right, good, great. Thank you very much. And the rest I think is very good. Let me go to the next part. And this is going to be for me. Shocking, shocked, right? Surprising. Look, I'm not saying surprising, surprised. No, surprising, surprised. Terrifying, terrified. Thrilling, right? And thrilled. Tiring and tired. Okay, so again, that's only for you. The sources, I use this web page to get those examples, explanations, and here you have some other practices that I'm giving you. All right, you can go there and you can practice by yourselves if you want to be sure that you understand very good the participial adjectives. All right, and that's it. Again, that list is for you to take a look at in case you want to expand your vocabulary and you want to be sure that you know more adjectives to use them when you are, well, speaking English and describing some events and so on and so forth. Do you have any questions about participial or participle adjectives, David and Fabiana? Let me know, please, if you do.
No, teacher.
No.
Okay, thank you very much. Good. As I told you, right, it's not hard. At the beginning it can be confusing, but if you understand that main difference, everything is clear, right? Good. Again, those links and everything, if you check Unit 3 and you go to Lesson 3, you have everything over here. I always upload all the presentations so you can take a look at them when you want to, all right? Now, as we finished with everything, we're going to do what I was telling you at the beginning, this practice. This is going to be very important, please. Again, it's very important to do it consciously. I know that you're going to do it that way. Let's listen. Okay, we're going to listen to one person, a man, saying some ideas. And you have to pay attention, David and Fabiana. If you want, you can take notes. Because I'm going to ask you to try to repeat all the words that you can remember. All right? Let's try to do it, please. I think we're going to begin with this adjective over here. Oh, sorry, with this example over here. And let's see how it goes. I think they are going to play this twice before showing the exact words. All right, I'm going to see if it's going to work like this, because sometimes, all right, it goes directly to the words and I don't want you to see the words yet, but let's try. Okay, pay attention, please. Let's listen.
Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products.
Okay, that's the one. I think, let me know if you were able to listen to that, please, David and Fabiana. Were you able to listen to that voice?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's listen once again. I think they are going to play once again. If not, it doesn't matter.
Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products.
Okay, so what do you say? You don't have to get every word, but try to tell me some of the words that you were able to get, and then we're going to see the words on the screen. What do you say? Let's start with you, David. What were you able to get from this saying?
I think it's someone that is saying that it's asking people, let me know if some of you want a place in a conference room or in a place. I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Good, we're going to work together and we're going to build out this together, and then we're going to verify, and then you're going to try to read at the same pace, all right? Because if you want to improve listening, you want to improve, you also have to improve your speaking. Because if you know how to speak a little bit faster, you know how you're going to be understanding some of the words, even though they are fast. What do you say, Fabiana? What can you complement to David's all right answer, or what can you tell me about this exercise.
I listened this man, and he talked about a product and talk about the place where these people can put these products, maybe a room.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we're going to try to verify. Before going there, I'm going to go back once again, and we're going to try to listen all the words,
Please let me know immediately.
right? Please let me know immediately, all right? Please let me know immediately. Please let me know immediately
If you would like to set up an area of
if you'd like to set up an area. All right, so it seems you were mentioning that we're talking about places, right? This person is mentioning that place as an area.
the conference room for your
And there you were saying the conference room. Here we're mentioning the conference room
products.
for your product. So I think we're going to listen once again. If not, we're going to check the words and be sure that you are taking notes again to verify if you were right.
Please let me know immediately
Right, again, try to listen to that, try to verify.
if you would like to set up an area of
All right, if you'd like to set up, I think that's a very interesting phrasal verb. You can also try to memorize some phrasal verbs from now on.
the conference room for your products.
Okay, and now we're going to see the words. Let's verify if what you were saying is going to be correct.
Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products.
All right, there you go. So again, it's interesting because now what we're going to do, these are the exact words that that man was saying, but now it's important to repeat and try to imitate this in the way that the man was saying. We're going to do two things here, David and Fabiana, to notice the difference, all right? First, you're going to read this, everything you have here, word by word, because I want to listen to your pronunciation, all right? If everything is correct, you're going to try to read this as fast as you can. All right, so I'm going to start word by word with the pronunciation, right? Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products. All right, and then we're going to try to read this a little bit faster. And it can be, please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products. All right, please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products. And try to play like that, okay? The idea is that you learn how to connect the words. And if you want to connect the words, some of the words are not going to be complete. And you can use contractions. For example, you don't have to read would when you read fast, right? Only use the contractions, you'd, all right? Please let me know immediately if you'd like to, right? I don't say if you would like to, no, if you'd like to set up an area of the conference room for your products. Let's try to start this with you, David. First, word by word, and then I'm going to tell you to read faster. Let's do it, please.
Okay, sorry, teacher. I didn't understand well. I read fast or slow?
No, first, slowly. First, I want to listen to every word. Okay, first, slowly at the beginning.
Okay. Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your product.
Okay, good. I think we're very good. Only let's verify this one. Read these two words, please. These two over here, David.
An area.
An area. Okay, good. Now, try to identify what words you can connect. For example, this can be like one word, an area, right? Set up. This can be another word. If you'd like another word, all right? So try to connect now all the ideas, all the words, David, and now try to read as fast as you can. All right, let's do it, please.
all the sentences?
Yes, let's read everything as fast as you can and try to connect all the ideas that it's possible for you to do it.
Okay. Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your product.
Thank you very much. Good. One more time. Only one more time, please.
Okay. Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your product.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Okay, good. That's it. Again, it's important to practice this because we need to learn how to connect the words in a certain way. Let's go with you, please, Fabiana. The same exercise. Try to read first everything slowly. And if I see that everything is correct in terms of pronunciation, you're going to do it faster. All right? First, do it slowly, please, Fabiana, word by word.
Okay, teacher. Sorry. Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products.
Okay, good. I think it's correct. Again, this was something a little bit different. I just want to verify how you read this word.
Area?
A little bit that E is going to disappear. Not A, only like A. Area. Exactly. Good. Now, the same, please, Fabiana, try to join all the words that you can. If you want, you can use contraction. Don't say would. You can say you'd like, right? And try to read as fast as you can, please.
Okay. Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products.
Okay, good. We're going to do it one more time, all right? It doesn't matter if we have mistakes. We're practicing. One more time, please.
Okay. Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. All right. My only recommendation is try to join these with contractions and try to join these two ideas and try to make them sound like one word. All right. I'm going to try to do this. Please let me know immediately if you'd like to, right? I'm not saying if you would like to, only if you'd like to, right? If you'd like to set up an area. Okay, and those two words are, sorry, these 1, 2, 3, 4 words, they have to sound at least like two or like one big word. Okay, like if you'd like to set up an area, right? I'm not saying set up an area, only try to join those as set up an area. All right, try one more time. And the last one, please, Fabiana.
Okay, teacher. Fast or?
Yes, I try to do it fast and try to use once again, this contraction, you'd like, and these as connected words, set up an area, all right?
Okay. Please let me know please let me know immediately if you'd like to set up an area of the conference room for your products.
Okay, thank you very much, Fabian. I think we have it with that. It's very good. It's better. And again, try to take that E away. Instead of area, it's only going to be area, right? Like area. That's it. Good. Let's go to the next part. I think the man is going to read this again. Let's listen to him. Only one more and we finish the class, right?
Please let me know immediately if you would like to set up an area of the conference room for your products.
Okay, and he has some pauses, all right? He's not reading everything fast, but we're trying to do it that way to practice that. And notice that he's not using the complete word. He's also using the contraction. And he's connecting the words. He's linking the words. Set up an area, all right? Let's keep going. The next listening, again, try to understand the most words that you can.
You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel. You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
All right, I think this is a little bit easier because of the context, because of the words, but sometimes it can be hard, all right? But let's see how you're doing. This time I'm going to start with you. Let's go with you again, please, David. Try to tell me some elements that you were able to listen to, please.
Okay. The man at the video was saying that he wants to stay at home while the others can go outside at night because he prefers to stay at home and read a book, I think.
Okay, thank you very much. We have very important words and ideas. It's only we're going to try to organize that one. All right, let's go with you, Fabiana. What do you say? What can you add to David's answers, or if you have a different idea?
Teacher, we can listen one more time, please.
Okay, no problem. Let's do it. Okay, well, that part, sorry, it's like 1 hour and it's hard to get to the exact part. Okay, here.
If you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
Okay, he's going to read one more.
You can go
Sorry, you're seeing the answer. All right, one more time.
Go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
Okay, and one last time. Let's try to do it once again, just in case. Before that one.
If you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
Okay, from that part, Fabiana, what can you get from that specific part?
Maybe he say, he mentioned go that she goes to a place, or maybe I don't understand the first part, but in the second part I agree with David and talk about he prefers read stay at home, maybe.
Okay, thank you very much. And yes, you're right. Now I'm going to play this once again. I'm going to repeat before we go and I show you the words, right? Let me see if this is the first part.
If you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and...
Okay. So I'm going to repeat.
You can go skiing if you like.
You, right? You can go skiing, right? Skiing in the snow. So you can go skiing if you'd like.
But for my part, I prefer to stay at home and...
I prefer to stay at home, right?
And read a novel.
And read a novel. All right, so we have one more time.
You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
So everything you were saying, it's okay. Just try to verify some of the words to see if they were the correct words. And here we go.
You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay home and read a novel.
All right, so there you go. So that word was skiing, right? That's an activity that you can do. And the idea of reading a novel is also there. So let's do the same. This time I already write that for you. And we're going to start with you this time, Fabiana. Read everything slowly, word by word. I'm going to see if everything is correct, and then you're going to do it faster. All right? Let's begin with the slow part, please, Fabiana.
Okay, teacher. I have a question. I don't understand the meaning of skiing.
All right. To go skiing, I don't know if you've ever been to a mountain where you have snow and you use this equipment, right, to go skiing. When you use with ing after go, is to say that you go and do that activity.
Okay.
All right, and the activity with ing is always gerund, right? And gerund is not a verb, it's a noun and it's an activity.
Okay.
All right, good.
Read. I read. Sorry.
Yes.
You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
Okay, I think everything is correct, Fabiana. Now, let's try to do the same exercise. We don't have like things to connect a lot over here, but again, try to connect the ideas. Even though you don't have contractions, try to make some words sound like they are together. All right, try to do it, please. Read now as fast as you can, please.
Okay. You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
Good. It was very good. Only one part, right? With one little slide, but good. One more time. The last one, please.
Okay. You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
Thank you very much, Fabiana. Great. Let's do the same, please, with you, David. First slowly and then fast.
Okay. You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
Thank you very much, David. Again, it's correct. Now let's try to do it faster.
Okay. You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
Very good. And one more time, please.
You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
Thank you very much, David. All right, that's it. It's a simple practice. We're going to try to work on this on a different day because we have more complex ideas and complex words and complex vocabulary, all right? And that's going to be like a challenge. But it's interesting because you can learn some vocabulary, you can learn pronunciation, all right? And you can improve your listening skills. That is the most important part. Now, if you listen to the man, also the man is like omitting the preposition at, okay? And you're going to see that in movies, in some songs, you don't say the preposition at with home and the idea of stay. You say that like directly, sorry, I prefer to stay home and read a novel. All right. And sometimes when you listen to that, you don't listen to at. You have to write it. Okay. But most of the times, you're not going to say it. Let's see if this person is saying that word.
You can go skiing if you like, but for my part, I prefer to stay at home and read a novel.
All right. In this case, he says that word, stay at home. All right. But again, pay attention to the movies, pay attention to some songs. You're going to see that the preposition at when you're speaking fast is going to disappear. All right. I prefer to stay at home and read a novel. Good. That's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, we're going to try to keep practicing with this type of videos so that we can improve our listening skills as well. I try to do this in the private conversations that we have, but sometimes it's not enough. All right, so I took advantage that we have everything done. That's it on my side, guys. So I'm going to finish the class by asking you, as always, to fill out the survey, please. And that's it. If you don't have any more questions, have a good night, have a good weekend. Don't forget about the assignments for today and the quiz for this weekend. All right, see you on Monday. Take care.
Thanks, teacher. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Take care, guys.